Hello and welcome to our nutrition chat. My name is Audrey Matu-Uto. I've been a trainer for about 12 years. It's been a while. And in that time span, I was also an exercise specialist in the hospital, working with cardiac rehab and pulmonary rehab patients. So I have had a lot of interaction with clients and food. And my goal for you as we go through these lessons is to each week give you something to sink your teeth into. You like what I did there? So literally some homework for you to put into action to start to clean up your diet. Now, as I get started with a new client, one of my questions is usually, how's nutrition going for you? And I leave it very open-ended. So I'm going to ask you that today. How would you respond on a scale of 1 to 10? How's nutrition? And whatever your answer may be, we're going to clean up your diet together, okay? So this is where one-on-one, I really get to hear about your meals. I'd ask you, tell me the last 24 hours and there's no judgments here. I just want to get a little clip of your life so I can see where you are and pull you to where I know you can be. So I am a personal trainer at the Rec Center. So if you're interested, go ahead and email me and we can get something set up. But nonetheless, we're gonna do kind of a generalized nutrition class, and I'm gonna be giving you pointers every week. I'm super excited. So today we're asking that question. And we're going to dissect it a little bit. So overall, you know what I hear 99% of the time? It's pretty good. And I believe you, because we are so skewed in what we think good nutrition is. I'm not saying my view of nutrition is the best, but what I'm saying is if you come aboard with me on how I've been defining nutrition and helping clients, hundreds of clients, we're gonna find you results, okay? I know there's lots of different programs out there and lots of fad diets that roll through. We're gonna toss away the fad diets, all right? We're just gonna focus on what you can do and sustain for a lifetime. Now, my first follow-up question to how is my nutrition? Let's dig in. The big V question. How many vegetables per day are you getting? Like 1 or 2. That's most common, I'd say, from people, right? Because if you're not focused on this, what's the American diet? Mainly carbohydrates, and we'll talk about carbohydrates later. But how many vegetables per day are you getting? Fresh fruits and vegetables are so important, and they provide our body with essential vitamins and minerals, enzymes. It's going to detoxify your body. It's going to just battle everything, keep you so healthy and strong. Okay, so vegetables per day. And then how many fruits per day? And I think just because they are sweeter, fruits I'll usually get like 2 to 3. That's kind of common, or 1 to 2 again, okay? So what I'm going to propose is getting 6 to 8 servings a day. Now, if you're a petite female, 5'1", 6 to 8 might be a lot, okay? But that's kind of an average recommendation, I would say. 6 to 8 of these fruits and veggies per day. Now, I like to separate my food a little bit differently, and I will get into that in just a few minutes, so hang tight. But this at least gets your brain going, and you can re-ask yourself, okay, how do I actually rank as far as this goes? So you can go ahead and draw on your paper, and I do recommend bringing a notebook. I'm going to be just teaching it like a class, and I wish I was there with you so I could hear and give you feedback. Please feel free to comment below, and I would be happy to give you specific advice if it's warranted. So make a couple scales on your paper that say 1 to 10, and you could put, like, this is my veggie scale. How am I doing? All right, maybe I'm actually a 3 on that one. I'm gonna be honest, ego aside. This is your own self-reflection, right? And with fruits, maybe, so we'll just put a V under that. With fruits, let's say I'm like a 7, and I'm doing pretty good there, okay? This is gonna give you a baseline. This is gonna give you a target. Your challenge for the week, straight up, I want you to try to get those 6 to 8 servings a day. You're gonna have to start looking at food labels. Like I think 2 cups of spinach is 1 serving. And then with carrots, it's gonna be given to you in grams. And so you can Google, okay, how many baby carrots is actually a serving, or whatever it is that you're looking towards. An awesome thing for the kitchen as well is a scale. And the scale is just a great buddy as you get going, and then it's just gonna stick with you and you probably won't even need it in like a month. But if you can start to weigh things, if it is given in grams, you're gonna start to understand, how much a serving is. And I think that's a huge issue that most of us have, and I still have too. I still have to Google. Like I made roasted beets yesterday, and I've never made roasted beets before, and you guys, they are so good. So pretty much any vegetable you can roast with a little bit of olive oil and sprinkle some salt and pepper, and they're gonna be so delicious. To keep the vitamins and minerals the most poignant is steaming the vegetables. But guess what? If I steam some vegetables, I think they're really gross and mushy and I don't like them. But if I roast them, I'm gonna eat them, okay? So you gotta find what works for you. Yeah, by the way, I'm 13 weeks pregnant right now, and those beets were like, I'm like craving them now. It's a good thing to crave, right? So anyway, back to our fruits and veggies. This is our game plan right here. So I want you to think of different vegetables, and I'm going to attach down in the comments a flyer form that I give my clients of just a list of vegetables, fruits, proteins, and what I call fibrous carbohydrates. So this is just a compilation to get your brain thinking. And I want you to try at least once a week to pick a new vegetable to try. Like rutabaga. Have you ever, or rutabaga? I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry. Have you ever tried that vegetable? And if not, buy one at the store and Google, how do I cook this? Again, most of them you can roast. And a lot of those roots and even like radishes, parsnips, stuff like that, you can roast up as like French fries and replace your French fries with those. And the radishes are kind of spicy, kind of yummy. So anyway, just a little side note there. But let's aim for this, yeah? Can we do it together? And I have to point out that when you start to fill your body with this type of food, and instead of thinking, oh, I can't have this, I can't have that, and you start cutting carbs and cutting sugar and trying to just, the typical diet, like I'm on a diet. Instead of cutting out stuff, why don't we focus on what we can have and put it in good portions? And guess what naturally happens? As you fill up your previous lunch plate with your, here's my hamburger, with your hamburger and fries and your soda, okay? So maybe that's like a normal quick lunch for you. You work, it's hard to pack a lunch, you're just out the door quick in the morning. Let's say you just go, all right, well, I really like my burger. And this is really what I would tell my clients, because I think baby steps are what make you keep at it. It's going to make it sustainable. If I say, okay, you got to cut the burger, you got to cut the fries, you got to cut the soda, and you've been eating like this for 20 years, sure, maybe you could do a month or two, but guess what happens when I see you 6 months later? You're probably back to that old habit because it felt very detrimental. Is that the word I'm looking for? You were very deprived. That's the word I'm looking for. So let's say I go, all right, keep your cheeseburger and maybe ask for extra lettuce with the goal that perhaps one day, maybe I'll order that as a lettuce wrap. Okay. And maybe that's like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. You guys, my husband, it's taken like 3 years. he orders lettuce wraps from In-N-Out now if we stop by there, because I always get mine just lettuce wrapped, and he started to do it. So there's hope. All right, so he overheard me. Whoops. Okay, so here's your hamburger. Let's say carrots. You think carrots are pretty decent? All right, let's start to put some carrots in here. All right, you get carrots, and you're like, I could go without a soda a couple days a week, so maybe you swap that. So already you've made this awesome and sustainable push to just pack a few veggies along with you. Maybe it's cucumbers, carrots. I was talking to somebody who loved radishes yesterday, just raw radishes. And that's like, whoa, that's next level to me. I can't do that quite yet. That's what I want to do when I grow up. But whatever it is, just try different vegetables. My son, he's 9. The only vegetable he really likes raw is zucchini. All right, cool. Let's work with that. So experiment out, see what you can do to start replacing pieces of your diet with vegetables. I need to grab my eraser, which I got out for myself and have lost. There it is. I'm like, I know I grabbed it. Awesome. So moving on. Let me cue my slide here. All right. So I wanted to just take a little jump now with the question, how do I lose weight? Because I know that's a lot of people's angle when they're coming in on nutrition, right? So weight loss, we just need to talk about. We'll see how our time's going. How does it actually occur? So maybe you know this, maybe you don't. There's 3,500 calories that's equivalent to 1 pound. Okay, so if you wanted to gain weight, you try to add 3,500 calories throughout the week if you're trying to gain 1 pound a week, or you boost that to 7,000 calories if you're trying to bump it up to 2 pounds per week, okay? And the flip goes for weight loss. So that works out to be, if you go 7 days and all you do, you don't change anything except for 500 calories in your diet, that would set you up, per theory, to lose 1 pound in a week. Now, women, we got a lot of hormones that sometimes come into play and sometimes make it harder for us to lose weight. Men tend to trim it off quicker. That's just kind of the way it goes. And then also, if you have more of what's called adenoid, it's like the apple shape. I think that's what it's called. Pregnancy brain cramp. Anyway, if you're more apple shape than pear shape, apple shape, and that's my genetics, that apple shape tends to be harder to lose because it's more visceral fat. So, you know, there's genetics that come into play. There's hormones that come into play. But really, my message to you is trust the system of eating healthily and feeling good about it. Just doing what you can for your body, despite genetics, despite hormones. Fuel your body right. And aesthetics are the weight loss and like looking good. Those aesthetics are the side product of living healthily. And when you can get in that mindset of like, I'm going to do this for me because I love myself, not I'm going to lose weight because I hate myself and I hate the way that it feels when I look in the mirror. Those can be kind of a negative driver. But if you can switch your mindset and really start to self-love and fuel your body because you love it, you're going to fuel it right because it feels good too, and you're giving your body what you need, you're going to find a whole different journey with your weight loss, with getting healthy, with feeling better from the inside out. Okay, that like kind of makes me emotional because that's hit true to me so many times in my weight loss. Oh, sorry, that was probably really loud. In my weight loss journeys, postpartum. So this is my fourth baby. So I've been there quite a few times, and I've done pregnancies differently every single time. So this fourth one, it's my last. I'm going for it with I'm doing my best. And I did my best with the others, but I have more knowledge now. I understand my body so much better at age 34 than I did at age, 24? Something like that. Yeah, about that. Okay, so back to these calories. So calories can get you so far. And this is where a lot of people plug in and get a personal trainer because they get plateaued, right? You've been on a journey, you've had weight loss, and then your body's like, I'm good here. And so that's where we can start to tweak the different kinds of carbohydrates, which I think we'll get into next time. And we're going to start to implement more vegetables, and that's going to increase fiber in your diet, give you more satiety and fullness along the way. So 500 calories, what does that actually look like? Well, we had that burger, fries, and soda. Depending on the size of the fries and the size of the soda, that actually could just be taking those out of your lunch. So it could be something as simple as that. So yeah, I would guess fries could range from about 120 calories. And I'd have to look this up, to about 300, depending on how big it is. You know those bloomin' onions from like appetizers? Those are like, for one onion, it's like 1,800 calories or something. It's been a long time since I looked that up. Somebody should Google it and put it in the comments below. It is like insane how many calories can be wasted on something like that. So anyway, side note. And then your soda, it's just empty calories, guys. There's just nothing good about soda. If you need a treat like that, you can start to explore some of the sparkling waters. But as you trim them out of your diet, you won't miss them. Like your body is gonna be thanking you, and you're gonna feel really good. So anyway, that is the easiest step for people to take when we first start. Is like, I've had people who are just so hooked to soda, they'll have 3 or 4 a day. So just trim it back 3 a day. Great. And the feedback I hear is, I don't even miss that last one. It's been fine. And then when they're ready, they cut another one. And when they're ready, they cut another one. Where people fall off the wagon is when they try to just cut it dry, right? When you cut it dry, most likely when I see you 6 months later, you're probably going to have that soda in your hand. So take it a step at a time without deprivation so you can feel good about it. So this could range, 140-ish calories all the way to who knows how much soda is being had per day. But I've had people just in the first week working with me just on honing in on vegetables and maybe starting to cut out soda, just those empty calories there. I've had people lose up to 8 pounds in a week, which isn't what I recommend. The recommended weight loss, that's going to get me here to my next point. I'm just going to put WL, weight loss, is about 2 pounds per week. All right. So if your body did shed 8 pounds in 1 week with honing in on healthy nutrition, booyah, that's awesome. That is way awesome. And that individual client that I'm thinking of, I've actually had 3 that have lost about 8 pounds in 1 week. It's usually soda, chips, just empty calories, right? And starting to hone in on those veggies. This is just step 1, you guys. And what usually will happen is if your body's been plateaued and it's just used to the way you're moving every day and it's used to the types of foods that you're eating, it just plateaus. But when we tweak it and we start to challenge it in just new ways and fuel it right, then you're going to see that weight loss start again. Okay? So this would be time. And this is weight loss. if you didn't understand my graph there. Okay, so I just had a thought. Oh, the last piece of the puzzle that I want to talk through today, like I lost my eraser again. Again, those foundational steps. All right. We have, like I said, let's aim for 6 to 8 servings of veggies. This is your homework. Number 2 on your homework list is just hydration. Our bodies are made of 65 to 75% water. Isn't that crazy? And so when people do those low calorie diets or those detoxes that take you down to 800 calories or whatever, or you start Atkins or keto or something like that, the carbohydrates in your system actually bond with a water molecule. And so that initial weight loss, which yes, is so exciting, especially if you've been plateaued for a while, but that initial weight loss is those carbohydrate bonds breaking. And that's what we saw with my clients that dropped those 8 pounds. They were bloated, literally bloated in their system because of all the chips and the salt, because of all the soda, and there's salt in soda too, and the sugars and everything. And so there's so much extra water being stored that your body can go and release. Okay? But if you can't sustain whatever that diet is, from the research that I have seen, these become set points for your body. Okay, so I'll get into that in a second. So hydration, and I am talking straight up water. I'll call it infused water. I'll give you an example in a second. Teas, and most of these herbal. You know, if you do want a caffeinated tea here and there, okay. I'll give you like 1 cup a day or 1 cup of black coffee a day. But when you start to flavor it and go Starbucks on that coffee, I mean, that's just empty calories too. I've had a ton of clients lose weight just from trimming down that Starbucks. And guess what too? They save so much money. They're like so happy. So water, infused water, teas, herbal teas, these are going to be the things that you are going to hydrate with. I'll just put black coffee if you're a coffee lover, and 1 a day on that. So we just want to keep caffeine low because it increases blood pressure, and also it actually dehydrates the body. Okay, so along the lines of infused water, I told you I'd give you some examples. In the sheet I'm going to attach in the comments below, you're going to find the list of all the different types of food, and that's probably how I'll finish today. I'll just give you my overview of kind of the categories of food, and then next week we'll start there. We'll dig in there. So infused water, you're going to see a few of my favorite recipes. Some of them, well, most of them are just detoxing to the body, just because it's infused with fruits and maybe vegetables, herbs, vegetables? Cucumber's a fruit. Okay, so we've all probably had lemon water. You've probably had cucumber water, especially in Utah with weddings. That's a common one. That's what I was thinking, vegetable, and I was like, it's a fruit. So anyway, one that I did just yesterday and the day before, I sliced up a lemon and I cut open some raspberries and I tossed in some mint. So you can start to get some herbs in there. There's like lemon, basil, watermelon water, anything, any fresh fruits are going to taste actually really good in water. So if you want them to like infuse, as the label says, do it in a pitcher and leave them for a couple hours. what I did was just, I just had my cup of water and I stuck them in the bottom of it, and then I just kept refilling this water. So I used it for one day. After about a day, it kind of goes gross. So you want to keep it fresh, and you always want to cut them up. So I was kind of curious. I just haven't played with it for a while. So my lemon was sliced. I put in some whole raspberries and the mint leaves. The first cup, all I could taste was lemon. So I pulled them out and I chopped up the raspberries and I pulled apart the mint. And then suddenly it was lemon, raspberry, and minty. So to really release those good things for your body, you need to make sure you cut them up, okay? And it's a way, I'm running a detox right now, and that can be found on my website if you are interested in that. It's a very gentle detox. I wanted to create something that wasn't super low on calories and would just help our body, just detox from all the shampoos, the cleaners we use, the processed food that we eat, the pesticides that get into us. So just kind of amping up on nutrition. So anyway, that's what I've started this week, and it's been super fun and awesome. So my website's inspirestrongfitness.com. I'm just here to help you. If you have questions, just comment down below and I'm happy to chime in. Like I said, I'm just here for you. So the last piece of our puzzle. Any questions here? Put them in the comments. How much hydration? Great question. You want to go, before I erase this, half your body weight in ounces. That's the minimum. Especially if it's summertime, you're going to want more of that. So if you're a 140-pound person, you want to aim for at least 70 ounces of water. Now, I have worked with some clients that are severely dehydrated, okay? Severely dehydrated, getting like less than 20 ounces per day. That is so hard on your system. When you're well hydrated, your brain functions better, your blood pressure's lower, your liver and kidneys are going to be able to do their job in detoxifying the body and cleaning out the body. Digestion improves with hydration. Down on the cellular level, your cells can actually perform osmosis as it needs to perform their cellular functions. So hydrate. Again, these are the base challenges, base steps, something that we should be doing in our lives that most of us aren't. And they're kind of easy to fix. The veggies takes a lot of forethought, but to get that many, but you can do it, I promise. And if you get them in at breakfast, I always say that's extra credit. So you get veggies, maybe an omelet at breakfast, or you do a green type smoothie. Lunch, toss in some in at lunch, and then by dinner, maybe you can tuck in 2 servings there, and maybe in an afternoon snack, a little serving there. So it does take some forethought. It might take a little bit more shopping mental power. But if you can just meal prep out like even a sheet of cauliflower with a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, I'm telling you that can serve you up for like 2 or 3 days with awesome veggies to snack on, and they're ready to go. Okay, looks like we're out of time. I will go over my food groups per se next week. So how's that for a cliffhanger? And we'll just end here. Good luck. You can totally reach out to me anytime. My email address is audrey@inspirestrongfitness.com, and I'd love to help you with any specific questions. Okay, have a good day.